Hello, Internet, and welcome back to my channel. I'm KrissieDeathy, and today we're working on more speed paints. However, this one is a different one. We are finally completing the main 3 Kanto starters with Charmander. Can you believe I actually started this little gag thing with, I believe, Eevee or Squirtle? I know Squirtle was the first Kanto starter I did. I just can't remember if I did Squirtle or Eevee first. And now we're finally at Charmander. Please don't ever ask for Pikachu. Pikachu, I have tried designing and I've hated it. Every single design I have sketched up for the dude. I could pull out my sketchbooks because I have physical sketches of that one. But we're finally at Charmander, and I have to check my art idea list and see if Charmander was specifically requested by somebody. I don't recall. He was not. Charmander was not requested. Charizard was requested by Joe's Toyland, and we haven't done Charizard yet. We've done Charmander, and I have had people request. I had someone request a Pokemon trainer. But yeah, if there's any specific Pokemon you want to see as a Sonic character, feel free to let me know. I would love to design it. I spent a good long minute working and tracing over Pokemon cards, kind of get his pose right, figure out how I wanted him to pose. I didn't really want the sad boy on his rock pose that was abandoned from that one episode that makes me cry. And I have Espio here in this corner as a reference image because he is also a reptile. I believe my program crashed because that happened, and I did begin working on Charmander while I was working on Charmander around Thanksgiving of 2023, and it is 2024 in September, and I just finished him. So that gives you an idea of how long I spent working on this guy. I spent a good long minute working on some of these, because a part of me is I'm overthinking it. So I spent a lot of time staring, I was overthinking what pose I wanted for him for a good long minute. I am, however, very happy that he exists and that I got him done. And in case you're new here and you don't want to check out the video, the playlist, I do have a playlist where you can see all the Pokemon that I've drawn as Sonic characters, or even other characters that I've drawn as Sonic characters, because I'm not just doing Pokemon. So I've done Squirtle. I've done Eevee. I've done Darkrai. And I've done Sylveon, who was requested by Kaleidoscope Chick. I've done Lunala, who was requested by... Hold on. The list has a line for the names, so the names are harder to read. Kamish and the OC Gang. I've done Ninetales because it was one of Meg's Mashable's favorite Pokemon. If you haven't seen Meg's Mashable, she's great. She does a lot of child-friendly stuff where she takes 2 creatures and mashes them together and makes a whole new creature. She has a plushie called the Bumblecorn, which is a unicorn and a bumblebee, and it is cute. I got the prototype a couple months ago. It was great. I've done Lucario, who is requested by Bigman. He's a live streamer on Twitch. He does some art and stuff. It's awesome. And I've done Umbreon, who is requested by Fully and More Fun on TikTok. So yeah, a lot of these were requested. And I've done Lycanroc, which I just wrote TikTok suggestion next to. I didn't even write the person's name. And Darkrai was apparently also requested. So yeah, as you can see, I've done those. And I've also done Bulbasaur as well. So those are the Pokemon I've done. So right now I've done 3 evolutions. I have the main Kanto starters. The only Kanto starter I haven't done is Pikachu, who everyone loves. Everyone loves Pikachu. I also love Pikachu. However, like I said before, every single time I try to design him, it looks awful. I don't like it. I also have plans for the Meowths, and I will be doing all the Meowths. I have ideas for them. I just haven't sat and I've sketched out a couple of them, but I haven't, worked on the designs too much. So, You will see those. Some of those sketches are up on Patreon, I believe, or at least they should be. They should be up on Patreon. If not, I'll take the photos of them for my sketchbook again and put them on Patreon. I post so much to Patreon that I'm just like, I believe I posted to Patreon, but I can't recall. But this one is definitely gonna wait until Sonic June, so happy 2025. Let's hope it's doing better. 2024 just has not been my year. Has not. And you know, that happens. We're just here right now. I'm just like, I'm home. There's a hurricane. Should be going down. Good news is, I have a Tails Pop. Very happy about this Tails Pop. But I hope you're all having a great time. Charmander, I had a really fun time, like, designing, like, what clothes elements. So, like, I was looking at Ash's clothes. I was looking at Lance's clothes, because I remember he had a Charizard. And Leon. He has the Dynamax band on his wrist for his cuffs. He's got the Omega Stones, or whatever they're called. They're not Omega Stones, they're just called Mega Stones, aren't they? He's got the Mega Stones. He's got one on a cuff and one on the glove. Because I've seen them both ways, and I didn't feel like giving him a necklace. And so I'm very pleased with that. And basically, once, like, I got his pose done, I was just like, oh, this is gonna be smooth sailing. And began running forward. Because he's pretty basic dude. Doing apples. I'm still very happy. The end of the tail, I didn't care too much because I knew I was going to cover it up with fire. So it looks a little wonky, but it's fine. I was very pleased with it. And I did get rid of it because I'm just like, I need to fill him with base colors. So that things would be a lot easier for me to do and handle. And then I realized, oh yeah, I didn't draw some lines. I had to go and draw over that. But I had a good time with Charmander. He was tricky at first, but once like I figured him out, I was just like, we're rolling now. Also, I've never realized that Charmander had blue eyes. I never paid attention to like what his eye color was. And then I don't know why. I think we were talking about. I was on a live stream, and I think we were talking about Kool-Aid. I do not like drinking Kool-Aid. I grew up with Kool-Aid, so a lot of people add sugar to Kool-Aid. My mom bought the larger container. She didn't buy the packets of Kool-Aid. She bought the large container. And that already had sugar in it. So she didn't add sugar to her Kool-Aid when she made it. So when I would go over to other people's houses or other relatives' houses, they had added so much fucking sugar. And I didn't like it. And it was the same problem with, like, iced tea. So, like, my mom would boil the tea, but she wouldn't, like, add sugar to it. Because I think it's probably because my dad's diabetic, so we had unsweet tea. So I grew up with unsweet tea. I also prefer warm tea over iced tea. It also depends. Like, Lipton tea, I believe, is the one that most restaurants carry. I like to buy, like, the fancier teas. So, like, there's, like, a nice lemon tea. I've had a peach tea. The peach tea is really good when you boil it and then, cool it down for, like, an iced tea. And you can get that in a bag. I've recently begun exploring, you know, loose leaf teas and such. So, yeah. And we've made it to the mohawk. Because, like, I brought my husband over, and I was like, look, I made a thing. And he's like, give it a mohawk. It needs a mohawk. So, Charmander has a mohawk of fire. Look at him. He's awesome. So, I sat here and gave him a mohawk. And my husband's gonna call me. But yeah, you can thank my husband for the mohawk. And since he's about to call me in a minute, he got to work like a whole hour ass late. Thank you very much to my Patreon Ko-fi supporters, Kaleidoscope Chick, Cassie G, Simply Random Sevens, Micah. You guys are awesome. Feel free to follow me on Patreon. You can become a member for $1, get your name in the credits, get early access to these videos, artwork, sketches, all that. You also get early access to some of the books I'm writing. So yeah, I also rendered him out without the mohawk, so you guys can see. Have a lovely day. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Make sure you're staying healthy. All that good stuff. And hopefully 2025 is doing better. Let me know which Pokemon you want to see as a Sonic character next. Bye-bye!